Okay, people, today is, I think, July 24th or something like that. It's Monday. Anyway, I just got another letter from the city. This is what they're complaining about, people. Okay? There's that little case that probably belongs to my homeless daughter. This is what they sent a letter. I just got it today. Okay? If they come in here and they take my grandson's toys that the kids are playing with, okay? He's had that little car now for a long time.
What little car?
That. You've had that? Yeah, you've had that for like 3 years.
This Jeep?
This just came in the other day. I just bought it for $20. I haven't had a chance to put it into the basement yet because I have to move things around. I've always wanted one of these, people, but I could never afford one. And this is an old one, and I got it for $20. I bought it from my neighbors. Okay. They helped me to bring it over. Look at that. This is beautiful. Okay, I just haven't had a chance to take it in yet because there's other things in the yard that I'm doing, right? Or whatever. I don't have a life, people. I live in this yard. The landlady came in here one time towards the evening. She said, calling. And I'm like, yeah, I'm in the yard. I'm always living in this yard. Anyway, like I said, this stuff had already been washed. Jerry, I haven't seen him. Again, he got injured. Plus, I don't even have money to finish paying for the job, people. Like, I don't. Okay, here's the letter. Untidy or unsightly premises. Subsequent to our letter on June 15th, we have conducted another inspection of the property, which shows that the property is still unsightly. We intend to enter the property to have it cleaned up. Our cost for performing this work will be approximately $8,545.45. This cost will be billed to you. I'm talking. Hold on a minute, please. Blackberries. We don't have time to pick blackberries and make blackberry jam. We have to give everything away. This cost will be billed to you, and if you do not pay the cost to the city, they will be added to your property taxes at taxes in arrears. Hazardous or special waste material notification. I don't know what kind of hazardous waste I have here, people. When they first came by, there was one big bucket out here that had garbage in it. Like, it was a big, and it rained and whatever, and I got to emptying half of the bucket, and anyway, got distracted somewhere else in the yard, and they came by and remember when my washing machine broke, and I had for 4 months no washing machine because my landlords were in India, right? I didn't have no washing machine downstairs. Eventually they got back, they replaced it, and it sat here for like 2 weeks. I tried to tell the recycling guys to come and get it. They said they would. They never did. And I left it here hoping that the recycling guys would see it and come pick it up, because normally that's what they do. Anyway, that's gone. This estimate does not include the cost of testing, removal, special handling, or disposal fees related to removal of hazardous or special waste material, asbestos. Any such additional costs will be included in the amount invoiced to the property owner. Okay, they just sent this out to my landlord. They're freaking out my landlord. This is why my landlord wants to kick me out, people. Because they want to sell this fucking house. They want to sell this house for $1 million fucking dollars. Now, my neighbors just gave me a whole bunch of paint. Because, again, they're moving. Right? They cleared out their house. This is all house paint. It's light gray. Not necessarily a color that I like. Okay? Multiple seamless wall coating. Right? Because the basement needs to be painted. Okay? Got some extra, what do you call these things? For my non-profit paperwork. Right? Try and keep it organized. I have cement here for the front, people. Right? To do those bricks and those blocks. I have other paints here that they gave me in addition to whatever I have in terms of Andre's walnut art. Right? Some of it's stained, some of it's like outside stains, right? Because I paint when I have a chance, right? What, are they going to come test the paint and charge my landlady to take the fucking paint so this stuff could stay looking? Now that I have that big bucket of gray paint, I thought maybe I could paint this, right, at some point. I obviously want to paint Andre's shed so it will be a little gray, but at least the wood will be protected, right? My neighbor just gave me some flower boxes. What are they going to do? Come in and call that junk wood and take them out of here? I'm sorry I haven't had time to wash the freaking, what do you call that? Playhouse right now, right? I was doing some stuff with Andre. This is, I want to put down as a gate somewhere. Let's go look at this one over here, people. Like, seriously, I'm going to phone this guy. I'm going to try not to get angry, okay? This boat just sits here. Boat in the back, boat in the front. I guess it makes it look rich, right? Like I said, this stuff never moves. It never moves, people.
But does tapping?
Well, who's complaining? Do you see Andre's toys out on the road unless he's out here playing?
No, look. Come, you'll take the blackberry.
Yeah, blackberries. I don't have time to make jam, people. I have to work and do something. I don't even know what the fuck I'm supposed to do. Those are Andre's toys that need to go in the shed. But like I said, what's the point of washing them? I'd have to put them back because the shed's not done. All right, my car died after my insurance. My car was running, people, when I parked it. Right? I ran it for a year, had no problems with it, but I didn't have the money to insure it again, so I parked it. And it's been sitting there ever since. Right? That was like 1 year after Uncle John was gone. I was hoping to put it on the road this year, but I just don't have the money and I don't have the resources. What is the city coming in here and taking, people? Can you tell me what the city is going to come in here and take and charge my landlord almost $9,000 for? Throw away look how he's treating his toys now, people. So what, are they going to come and take the doghouse? Andre's stuff, right? There's nothing wrong with it. They would just wash it themselves and do something with it, right? Like, seriously, people. This was all weeds when I moved in. Do you see what these weeds look like? This is what this whole yard looked like. I'm telling you, this is what this whole yard looked like when I moved in. They're gonna take the wood and come in here and start taking the fucking plants? Huh? Are they that hungry that they gotta do that? Now, this is not mine. This is the homeless problem. This is what this is. Seems kind of convenient that all of a sudden I got all these containers showing up with hazardous wastes. As the city is sending me a letter, doesn't that seem kind of suspicious? Do you see how they're growing? Those are big ones. Do you know how many bees and butterflies and dragonflies and all that stuff that I have going through my yard with all these flowers, people? Tons. We had a monarch butterfly in here yesterday. It was so happy. When we came down this way, here's a little one. Those little white ones are more like a moth. But we had a monarch butterfly flying in here yesterday. We came into the yard and it flew around to show off, to tell us how happy it was. Look at this, people. This is amazing. This is amazing. And the city is harassing me over wood, paint, toys. The only car that I've had for the last 28 years of my life. The one that Uncle John bought for me when I was in Alberta, took a bus on his own as a blind man and came up there and got me and drove back with me to make sure I got back safe with the kids. And that car got us through everything. This is for crafts. Now, I already put some away just to show you because I'm so paranoid over this fucking city, man. You can't have nothing. Do you see? I'm getting it ready, people. I'm getting it ready for crafts. Some of it's going to be musical instruments. Some of it's going to be for, like, what do you call that? Carving. Right? Because I want to open up a Patreon page for Andre and myself and whatever, right? So I thought for memberships, if, you know, this here is perfect for musical instruments. All you have to do is saw them, which as soon as there's a, you know, Rick out here, I'm going to get him to saw me some certain lengths, right? Get him ready. And then, you know, those hit sticks. Oh, there you go. Like, this is pathetic, people. Okay? This was all weeds when I moved in. Every inch of this fucking house on terms of land was weeds. Look at these things. You're walking through a daisy farm. That's what you're doing. It's those ones right there. I can put some in the back when it's more organized. But I'm supposed to be superhuman because they're selling the house over there for $1.2 million that they sell 4 times a year. And every time they sell it, people, it just goes higher and higher. Let's take it from this angle. And if you notice, there's no color out here. Soup doesn't like color, right? The city doesn't like color. God forbid, because the color puts in life, right? You put in fucking color, and it puts in life. So where's Andre's toys out here? Do you see Andre's toys? There's no toys. I got rid of them all at the request of the city. It just so happens I like ponds. Right, and I like nature, and I like butterflies, and I like bees, and I like food, and I like greenery. Not bad from a weedy yard, I'd say. And look at that. That one is now blooming. Huh? Do you see that? Huh? It's beautiful. Like I said, this is bee heaven. This thing is infested with bees. Look at this. Bees everywhere. I let it grow for the bees, people. And then the cats, they like to sleep in the middle. See? There's one right there. Walking daisies. Okay, people. So I phoned and I left a message. I was honest. I told him I'm perplexed. I told him I spend 60 to 70% of my time, right, in the yard, and I have been ever since I moved in because it was nothing but weeds, right, and that I had issues with the city in 2015, right, because of the front, even though the pipes were ripped up after I had done that one side with the sand, and it was basically almost done, and then the pipes got ripped up, and, you know, and blah, 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 blah. Right? I told him that the paint that I have in my garage, was just donated to me, right, from the neighbors, and it's outside paint, so for minor repairs, which, you know, hopefully by the end of the year I can get maybe something painted, right? I told him there's really nothing I can do with the shed right now, at this point, outside that it's being built, and there's no point in washing toys, right? Until I can wash and put them more directly away. Otherwise, they're going to end up back up in that sandbox. That sandbox that the toys are in that is covered with a tarp used to be a little pool with a lid, but because it has a teeny hole in it, I'm going to use it as a sandbox with a lid. And I put all his dump trucks and stuff in there, right, until such time. And then I tarped it up so it didn't look so cluttered, right? And that's sitting in front of my car that died. Because Uncle John disappeared and left me with this being harassed for talking about it, people. That's what it is. You go to that field, and if you notice in those 2 empty fields that I just took you to yesterday, there's empty mattresses out there. Why is that? Why don't they take those mattresses out in the garbage that's scattered around all up in there? They leave them there for the homeless people because they know even if they put up the fucking fences, they're going to find their way in there. So they leave the mattresses there. But they're harassing someone like me who's a community activist that talk about this. And they do it like this is called gaslighting. Please keep at it. We don't want to have to make the city do it. Passive aggressive. That is what that is. Over Andre's toys, wood, flower boxes, an ancient old wall unit that just got put on the property 4 days ago, right? Because I bought it for $20 from my neighbor, right? A few buckets with a few miscellaneous things in there as it's coming over from next door because it could benefit over here at some point in the future. Just haven't had a chance to fully put it away yet because I'm still building a few things in terms of storage that don't leak, right? With no money and being harassed with a $9,000 bill to take Andre's toys, right? And my building material, right? And they know that by the time I take it to well, first of all, I don't have a printer because they watch my videos. It's all by design, people, right? So how am I supposed to defend myself? I can't photocopy anything. I have no money to get to the freaking courthouse, provincial courthouse to file a small claims court. They know that whatever's going on with Uncle John, by the time it gets in front of a judge, doesn't mean anything because too much time has passed and, you know, right? I didn't follow a rule, right? So is that a threat? I say that's a passive-aggressive threat, right? Because now it boils down to getting rid of all of Andre's toys, basically, leaving him one or two out there, right? So that as the people are walking up and down the alley trying to decide which house they want to buy next, don't have to be reminded that there's children that live in that house. That's what it is, right? They just want to see a bare driveway, right? So that they can just roll up in.
Mom, did you see 2 keys outside?